Welcome, Cancer, to your January 2021 reading. It's good to see you. Great to see the subscribers back again. We have great fun here, don't we? On our channel, it's different, it's good, and we have good fun and a great family. And by the way, there is an annual reading which I have published, and you can see that on the playlist that's on my channel. It's very easy to access if you're interested in that. Probably goes for about 20 minutes, I think, or 15 minutes, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to take 5 cards now, and we shall see what there is in store for you. Incidentally, if you would like to have a private clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you can see how easy it is for that to happen wherever you are living in the world. Now, let's see what there is in store for you. 5 cards. The first one being the 4 of Wands. That's very interesting, the 4 of Wands for you. Let's have a look there. The Queen of Wands as well. What a fire energy. There is the 10 of Wands. Let's see if we can make it 5 in a row, shall we? Pretty well. We're going to. I mean, they choose me, so it will be whatever it's going to be. Well, there's the 8 of Wands. So what happens to be here now? And the King of Discs. Excellent. Come and sit down next to me. Have a good close look at the imagery on these cards while they speak to me, and I do the reading for you. Now, just to remind you, there is a 2021 yearly reading that's been published. You can find it on my playlist or just search for me, your sign, Cancer, and 2021. And next month's monthly reading will be published on the 6th of January at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. What a couple of court cards, fascinating. I'm drawn to this central card here. Let's have a look at it. This is, of course, the 10 of Wands, as you can see. Well, do you know, I'm reminded a lot of sacred works around the world, all the rivers run into the same ocean. And in the Christian tradition, in the New Testament, there is a work called the Book of Revelation. And in chapter 6, verse 1, it says, "I watched as the Lamb opened the first of the 7 seals. Then I heard one of the 7 living creatures say in a voice like thunder, 'Come!' I looked, and there before me was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and he was given a crown, and he rode out as a conqueror bent on conquest." And just comes to me with the art there, wheels within wheels. Well, the 10 of Wands is the wheel of fire in some respects. It is creative and destructive, powerful and transformative. It is heroic and noble, but prone to corruption and tyranny. Now, Wands are your divine spark, your life force and energy. You are given something perfect and pure, and then, over time, it becomes your responsibility to direct it in a way that is good, that benefits the world, and achieves your personal potential. Now, even the ancient Greek philosopher Plato knew that any person was not just driven alone by this divine spark, but also by the black horse, and would struggle greatly, would achieve greatness only briefly before falling back down. Falling and failing are okay, and part of our being, and will be part of the whole cycle. No hero, remember, becomes great without wounds or without scars and without some darkness in his heart. Failure, destruction, shattering, being singed to a crisp. These things are all on the outside of the wheel. But in the center, your soul is immortal and pure. Hold on to that idea amidst the shifting and changing energy around you. Remember that this is the courageous heart of the lion in the center, Stay there and let the ups and downs spin around you. Burdens are the foundations of ease, and bitter things are the forerunners of pleasure. Now, just looking at this card in context with the others that are here, it is Saturn ruling the third decan of Sagittarius, the 13th to the 22nd of December. Sagittarius wants to expand and express its optimism and its spiritual side. And Saturn, in many respects, can be thought to be about restriction, and so it represses the expansive nature of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is spiritual, swift, light, elusive, and luminous. And Saturn is, as I say, material, slow, heavy, and it can sometimes come across as obstinate and obscure. And the whole picture can represent a sort of an oppression and repression. It's a sort of a cruelty from which you might think there may be something that you can't escape from. But I think that what's happening here is that you are being overburdened by things, that you have been taking on too much and feeling some pressure, and also having the thought, I think, that you don't have any control over circumstances that are around. You may even be finding that you are a victim of your own success. It's almost as if there is a feeling that something is blocked, and no matter how hard you try, you can't achieve it. But I'm going to tell you, this has come here in the center here and been spoken of now, because these other cards show you what great success you're going to have over this thing. It's just saying to you, don't be concerned, don't be shocked if these sorts of feelings come up. Feelings such as frustration or anger, irritability. They can be the result of things being suppressed within us. Sometimes you might even feel that you're beginning to lose faith in yourself and your ability to get what you want, but you shouldn't. Now, sometimes this can represent a person actually putting somebody down. I certainly hope that's not happening to you. Whether you are consciously repressing yourself or not, recognize that there's much more that you would like to express, to experience, enjoy, and celebrate. And this is saying to you to dare, and then to take some quick action to solve problems, which are going to turn out favorably for you. There are some things I think that you have always wanted to say to certain people. What are those things, and who are those people? And you can, for the time being, just for yourself, express those things right now. And say to yourself, I have the right to follow my feelings and my life impulses. And that is going to engage in you, I think, tying off a few things or getting rid of a few people. But there's also more going on here. I'm just looking at this card. This is the Four of Wands. Well, the painting is quite straightforward, I think, isn't it? This is the Lord of perfected work for me. It is Venus ruling the second decan of Aries. Now, Venus, you might recall, actually governs two signs. It governs Taurus, which is the fixed earth sign, and it also governs Libra, which is the air sign. Now, because this tree is growing up into the air here, I'm going to assign Venus to Libra. And in that event, what happens for Venus to get into Aries? Aries, you remember, is ruled by Mars, right? Venus needs to travel 180 degrees away to the opposite side of the zodiac in order to get into Aries, where it finds itself sitting next to Mars. Now, astrologically, because it's on the opposite side, Venus is going to find itself in detriment in Mars. And Venus is about love and beauty. It's also about money, I've got to tell you. And you might say to yourself, well, there's a problem with Venus sitting next to Mars in Aries. But in this situation, I don't think that there is. I think what happens is that Venus comes into Aries, sitting next to Mars, and she exercises her femininely charms on the aggressive warrior planet of Mars, and she subdues him. She overcomes him. And you Cancer women will know how to subdue and overcome your partner using your feminine charms, probably more than anybody. And with Venus and Mars together, well, traditionally, of course, they're opposites. But I think what's happening here is that there is a sort of opposites attract action going on. And I think that you might find yourself attracted to somebody that you haven't been attracted to before. I think you might find yourself attracted to a pursuit, a line of work or study or an activity or interest that you hadn't spent a lot of time on before, but you spend time doing it and you say to yourself, gee, I really like doing this, you know. It can also be that you actually find yourself, let's say that you are the center of this tree here. You might find that there is one aspect of you that wants to go in that direction, while another aspect of you wants to go in that direction. Or indeed, there is an aspect of you that just wants to stay exactly in the same place. This is a green light to success, however, and it is great foundation here, the first stage to the completion. Now, it's possibly here for someone moving a home here as well, I'd say. And with the number 4 down here, I have mystically associated with it the planet of Jupiter. And Jupiter is, of course, expansive. It's also about great foundation and great stability here. I think that this can also represent that there is something that you need to complete, despite your desire to move on to something which is new. Now, this could relate to work, or it could relate to relationships. You might need to tie off an old relationship before beginning a new relationship. It could mean that you have to sit down and have a deep and meaningful with your partner and say, look, these are the things that I want to have occur here, so that that partnered relationship is reinvigorated, is reignited. And I think that what there is here, that it is the case that something beautiful is making its way into your relationships. Now, you may first notice it as the ground rules of what has been underway in a relationship are called into question, and they're now discussed openly. Because sorting out the old is a prerequisite for a new oneness, a new beginning. I guess you have to ask yourself, are you prepared to accept your partner as he or she is, in spite of your differences? And are there any areas in urgent need of clarification or resolution? And if there is some tension between you or somebody else, now is definitely a good time to clarify and to resolve the interaction and complete the old. So say this to yourself: completing the old frees me for the new. Now there's another fire card down here, and let's have a look at it. It is the 8 of Wands. Let me have a look at this painting. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Let's see, what can I make of this, do I think? Well, I suppose the artist here, art really describes that which is kind of vague a lot of the time, doesn't it? But here we have, the wings of the lion are the open robes of the magician in the tarot, exposing his inner core. And having stolen fire from the gods, taken possession of your own soul, the magician rises again like the phoenix from within you, showing his true form, a blazing star of your full potential with one foot in time and another in eternity. The soul, however, lives in eternity, which counts no time, and so was there all along, carrying you while you slept in the dream world of dual reality. Now, the 4 tails of this phoenix, I think, are the 4 elements. All of the elements here are purely and simply, I think, like the primary colors. The sleeper and the lion, the hand of a man and the paw of an animal, the spirit and the body. This is the wedding of opposites, and it is the marriage of the material, space-bound body and the eternal one, bringing them together, expanding your consciousness into both, and all becoming aware of the majestic and powerful self you truly are, your own potential. From the outside, it appears that God is carrying you home, but on the inside, it is you who have become the God and carry yourself. You live to know yourself, your angels and your demons. Your demons, yeah. Because even the most enlightened have a shadow that they simply accept and integrate and make the best use of their dark sides and their faults. Know it all. Know yourself. It is all part of your genius, the greatest of each individual. Work, earn, know yourself, create your reality, become your greatest potential, ground wishes with action, be the crux of the real and the sublime, accomplishing your higher work. There's almost there, isn't there, a sort of a message from God. Well, speaking of messenger from God, this is Mercury ruling the first decan of Sagittarius, the 23rd of November to the 2nd of December, and I call this card the Lord of Swiftness. Now, Mercury is the androgynous planet of communication, and Sagittarius has the swiftness of the arrow, and this can produce in you something of a restless intellect. There is also in the number 8 here for me, mystically, Mercury as well. So Mercury in the numerology and Mercury in Sagittarius. This is talking about clear, direct, swift communication and you overcoming misunderstandings with people. You'll also be overcoming obstacles. I think events might start to move quite fast for you. Blockages that were seen in this 10 of Wands are being removed and opportunities are arriving quickly. I also see the establishment, the appearance, the manifestation of results as being something which is coming closely onto you now. Understand that you can transform any situation, problem, or obstacle by taking swift action with direct communication to resolve it. This is really a strike while the iron is hot card. It's not about beating around the bush. And it does highlight the need for clear communications. This is a Mercury aspect for it, in order to manifest the things that you want in your life. This is also talking about the refinement of the Wands energy, I think. There's a real refinement of this fiery energy. So you do need to be clear with others, be specific. And I think you can expect to be busy as this has a lot of energy propelling you forward to your goals. You may find that you quickly complete a project that is underway, but you must determine where your energy is going to be directed. Concentrate your forces, direct your energy so that it's not scattered. The moment has come for you to define where you stand, and if you are open and remain centered, misunderstandings will be cleared. Is there anyone to whom you do not dare to openly state where you stand? Use this opportunity to open yourself up more to those people who mean something to you. Talk to them and say this to yourself. My openness and self-confidence opens the hearts of those I love. Well, let's have a look at the Queen of the Thrones of Flame. Let's have a look at her. What do you have to say, my darling? What do you have to tell me today? Now speak. Is this Jaguar here? Well, the Jaguar is a powerful totem in South America where he is part of the spirit of the jungle. Now, a narwhal in South America, a shapeshifter, or a shaman, or a witch will be accompanied by the Jaguar when traveling into the other worlds for strength and for protection. The narwhal can even partially become the Jaguar, can shift into the shape of a Jaguar. The Queen here is the mistress of the internal jungle and the internal energy. The dark forest one must often traverse in the suit of wands. Now, it's not here, but as the King of Wands is the master of external sun energy, she is the mistress of the internal and eternal fire, the flame in the temple of your body. Now, she wears a shard of, it looks like, what are those black things called? A black gem, like obsidian, which is a volcanic glass. And beside being used as a weapon, like a spear tip or a very sharp knife, it can be polished smooth into a mirror with which someone can see themselves. She shows you yourself, the greatest gift you can receive. And she provides a safe, warm, and abundant environment where you can grow from a small cub into a powerful jaguar yourself, master or mistress of your own internal forest. She helps you develop yourself into your full potential with a clear vision of yourself, your growth, and your creativity. I love this painting. I'm getting a lot from it. And what I'm getting in particular is Aries and Pisces around here, so they're going to be important to you as well. Pisces gives her sensitivity and inspiration, and Aries gives her leadership and confidence. So I think this is a time when you will be sensitive and feel inspired, but also be seen by people as having leadership ability, and you'll have self-confidence. You'll also be adaptable. And there's a persistent energy around here and a calm authority. And you better put your seatbelt on, because other people are going to find you very attractive during this period, and you'll have great powers of attraction. I think you'll be generous, but it's possible that you could be intolerant and impatient with opposition. She has a great capacity for friendship and for love, but really it's at her own initiative, I think. In some respects, there's a sort of a self-complacent vanity, even a snobbery about her. Now, I'm not saying that's you, but it could be one of those Pisces that I spoke of there, or the Aries that's around it. You, I think, will be going through the process of self-discovery and remembering your power. You got to where you were by resolving difficulties in the past, haven't you? And now you become a stronger character. It's time to express your natural power and beauty and move on from the past. Now, this woman here knows what she wants, and I think you'll know what you want as well. You'll have an active life, and you're going to be creating a very powerful first impression. You have worked on yourself and made progress, I think. Now it's time to learn how to share this with others. Let your self-realization be expressed in your daily life. And how can you share what you have found for yourself with other people? Say this to yourself: I am a radiant being filled with light and love. So where shall we go next? You go back there. We've done everything here. Let's have a look. What's this? King of Discs. Now you're on the same line as this Eight of Wands. You're beneath the Queen of Wands, and you're directly opposite this Four of Wands. This is just a message, I think. So what does that mean? That means that I see a lot of Virgo around this, and I see a lot of Leo around this. Now, why do I see Virgo here? Well, the first two decanates of Virgo, you know how each star sign, it represents 30 degrees, and then it's divided into 3 decans of 10 degrees each, so 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Well, the first decan of Virgo is ruled by the Sun, and the second decan of Virgo is ruled by Venus. And the Sun is required for crops because he's the king of Earth, and the Sun's required for earth, plants and forests and everything like this. And the nurturing qualities of Venus only complement him. He is the lord of the wild and fertile land. Now, it could be someone that you know, someone maybe of the land, someone who's patient and a hard worker, clever, but can be a bit dull and into material things. It could also be a doctor or some sort of a healer. But I see here you harvesting, bringing things forward. Now, with this guy here, now you can see how he's taking it easy, but notwithstanding that, it is his work ethic, it's his good work ethic which really brings about results over the longer term. So I think that this is a time which is being said to you to not over-intellectualize things in case you get analysis paralysis, but use a slow, steady, constant application of effort, and that is going to pay dividends. That will create a reward. Because he's not an intellectual, I don't think, and he uses his instincts to get things done. Now, he normally doesn't take any interest outside anything other than work, and he has a deep connection with the Mother Earth that's here. But certainly he is a person who, I think, has great courage and the ability to get things done. I see that Virgo in him. Now, this is very positive, and it implies a good work commitment over a longer period of time. And he has the ability here, I think, to bring to you a great degree of gain. And so I see the foundations coming towards things now, which you look back on this time and you'll say, do you know what? I'm a lot better off now than I was back then. So I see gain coming into your life as a result of this person. Now is the time to set your abilities to work in service of some kind. Now, the tasks before you may seem large and demand the use of all of your powers, but if you make the effort, the harvest will reward you richly. Maybe ask yourself, is there anything that you want to try and avoid in your life? Whenever things seem to be too much trouble for you, concentrate on the positive results of your actions, both for you and for those around you. And your internal learning and growing process is the most important outcome, more important than that which you achieve by your actions. And say this to yourself because it does apply particularly to you during this period, and it is this, that with every task that comes my way, also comes the energy needed to accomplish it. What a great month. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I loved spending that time with you then. What a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. And don't you deserve it? You certainly do. Of anybody, you deserve the good things that are coming into your life. Now remember this one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.